5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Yes, I should be. Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Oh, boy. That monkey is going to pay.
Welcome to Sacrilicious with Robin and Snerts, a Simpsons review podcast. I'm your lovable nerd Snerts, aka Joshua Stearns, and joining me is the equally delightful Robin. Don't have a cow. Coward!
Heyo! Hi, Josh. How are you?
I am fine. It's podcast Sunday for Snerts.
It is also Super Bowl Sunday. How excited are you, Josh? How excited are you for the big game?
On a scale of 0 to 10, I think I am a -1.
I'm getting that a lot from everybody. I have this wonderful group of friends of mine that you've watched football with in Los Angeles, and now we're all spread across the country. But many times since I've moved back to Atlanta, we've all gotten together to watch the Super Bowl. It's kind of with the way we make sure we get together, and we're not doing it this year. And everybody in Atlanta that I know, they're just kind of ho hum. Nobody really wants that big party.
I also work has been kind of stressful the last couple weeks, and I'm just in no mood to like drive out to the valley and hang out with the friends that I adore. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And like icing on the cake, they're working on the 405. Sorry, folks, this is LA talk, but they're like limiting the lanes of the freeway, so it'll take even longer to get out there.
Look, man, they're working.
So instead, I can just like be creative and have fun and do some podcasting, maybe go to the grocery store during the big game, and hopefully no one will be there. That'd be cool.
There definitely won't be anybody there. There's a big game going on, Josh.
Yeah, it's good because I need food.
There's a big game going on, Josh. It's a really big game. But there's also a lot of other stuff going on. I think part of it is that
like the Olympics.
The world is kind of overwhelming.
Other things I don't care about. The Olympics.
Right. I care.
Okay.
I watched the luge.
Hopefully people care about The Simpsons, because if this is your first episode of Sacrilicious with Robin and Snerts, here's how it works. One of us will pick an episode of The Simpsons to discuss. We go through the plot, provide very questionable impressions, and point out our favorite bits. This time I picked from Season 7, Episode 21, 22 short films about Springfield, directed by Chris Clements, and written by 12 people.
Yeah.
12. That's like a soccer team with one trade available. So here we go. Richard Appel, David X. Cohen, Jonathan Collier, Jennifer Crittenden, Greg Daniels, Brent Forrester, Dan Greeny, Rachel Pulido, Stephen Tompkins, Bill Oakley, Josh Weinstein, and a very rare occurrence, Matt Groening.
Our Matty.
I did it. I got through the 12 names. I got through the 12 names.
I mean, it's obviously similar to the Treehouse of Horrors. There's all these little bits, and so all of the writers had their own input.
Also, wait, before I forget, first air date of April 14th, 1996. Sorry, I just wanted to get in that. This is a fantastic episode. This is one of my favorites, which is why I picked it. I said we were going to go out this season with bangers, and that's what I am delivering early, because we still got a whole other month to go, right?
That's exactly right. Exactly.
What about you? Do you remember this when it first aired? 22 short films about
sure.
Springfield,
it was, I mean, this is when I was a freshman in college at this time, and we always watched the Simpsons came on still every Sunday, of course, but it was heavily in syndication at that point as well, and they were running them all the time.
Yeah, and that's what we'll get into. I love how it just kind of expands the Simpsons universe beyond the family to all these quacky characters.
Yeah.
And this one actually, I don't know as a fact, but I would assume this was a lot of fun for some of the writers, because they could pick like one of their favorite characters and just really go steamed hams with it. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
The Coach Tina. I apologize. I got you there.
You see what I did there? You see what I did there? I'm so clever.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've talked about it is as they expand the world, the show got more interesting. And
Yep.
this is, part of that kind of growth that they were doing with these fun people.
And let's dive in a little bit more behind this episode with everyone's favorite segment, Behind the Wiki. A wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, a wiki, wick, a wick, a wiki, wiki. All right, there's a lot here. Okay, folks, so bear with me. This episode's principal idea came from season 4 episode The Front, which contained a short sequence entitled The Adventures of Ned Flanders, and featuring its own title card and theme song. And at its conclusion, I think that's the one that's like, geese love ganders, da-da-da-da-da. Everybody else loves Ned Flanders. Not me. Everybody who counts loves Ned Flanders.
Oakley dokley.
So that's where the idea came from. And they're like, well, why don't we just do that for a whole episode? And the showrunners at the time were Bill Oakley and Josh Weinstein. And they decided to make the entire episode link together, kind of like a Quentin Tarantino movie, which is why the Pulp Fiction references are there. To decide who would write each of the segments, and I love this, all the writers choose their top 3 favorite characters and put them into a hat. The names were drawn out, and the writers were assigned their parts.
That's great.
Isn't that amazing?
That's great.
Yeah. So the first draft was 65 pages long, and it needed to be cut down to just 42. So there are tons of scenes that were cut for this. Like I wish they were like at least kind of animated slightly, animatic of some kind. Like, because I just wonder what was cut.
You could have done a whole nother episode at a later point too with the other characters.
Yeah. So much. And then so numerous characters were obviously removed and the scenes were not there. And that's why in that one scene where Lisa's in the kitchen and is like, why does everyone have to know about the gum in my hair? They fill it in with just side characters and side characters and side characters, because those are all the side characters that they wanted to get to, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So I thought that was fun, that they still kind of snuck them in there one way or another. And they were happy because like the gum in the hair was kind of the binding agent, excuse the pun, that
Josh,
kept the episode
today with these puns.
that kept the episode together. And they were really happy when they finally figured that out, because then everything else just kind of fit into place and it made it easier to cut some of the skits that didn't really tie to that center. Okay. Bill Oakley, he's talked about this a lot, and he wrote that Chalmers, it was one of his all-time favorite characters, because before Grimy shows up in season 8, right? Chalmers is like literally the only person who seems normal in this insane town that's called Springfield.
Okay, I got you.
So that's why he's like very much the straight man throughout. Yeah. I don't know if like later on Chalmers gets a little wild and stupid like everybody else. But for the longest time, like he was just like, that was what made him so funny. He's just kind of like, all right, I guess this is happening right now.
It reminds me, Josh, of a scene, and there's a song later that we'll talk about between Skinner and Chalmers, and they do these clips from past episodes. And one of the clips is him standing in a classroom doorway next to Skinner, and the snake goes by with children.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the quintessence of exactly what you're talking about there, is somebody responding to the absolute absurdity of this world. It's great.
Fantastic. I love it. So Mr. Burns, he has a segment where he has a lot of 19th century slang, and they actually got a 19th century slang thesaurus to make sure all the words were accurate. I love it. Now, what wasn't as accurate was the Spanish in this episode for Bumblebee Man segment. They wanted to make it so it was kind of like Spanglish, a little bit of English, basic Spanish words, like someone who like me was in high school Spanish class could probably pick up La Playa, or something of that nature. And so because they didn't want to have subtitles for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind of like weird. We'll talk about it more when we get to that part in the episode. And the last thing I have on Wikipedia Prime is Ian, the very tall man at the end, was a character of the writer, or caricature, I should say, of the writer Ian Maxon Graham, also sharing his first name. And the crowd on the street who laughed at Nelson, Oakley gave instructions that it should be filled with Springfield's biggest idiots. So the animators drew caricatures of him, Weinstein, and Groening somewhere into the crowd.
That's great.
Yeah. Did you have anything in that wacky editor wiki prime where, like, we find out deep insights that we never knew about these
Well,
characters
so
for?
those odd insights usually come to later episodes where they're challenged for material. In this one, the most fascinating thing I found is it says that this episode was originally a pilot for a spin-off series they were going to do,
Oh,
focused on the ancillary characters, and that they decided not to do it because it would be too much work. So I don't know if that is true or not, but that's what they talk about.
I also
And
wonder if Matt was working on Futurama at that point or had inklings he wanted to do
it was getting
Futurama.
close. Yeah, it was getting close there. But that makes sense why they had so much more material. That was obviously way more than a single episode for it. So
Yeah, but
I
you're
wonder
right.
if
I mean,
that's
they
true
could
or
have
not.
done, 22 more stories of
Easy,
Springfield, like,
easily.
and just have an easy
And
one.
and in the later seasons, we see that much more. They're much more to these side episodes, and they've done it throughout as well. That have been very successful.
Well, and if they're smart, they probably like just bank a lot of them if they're still good and just
Yeah,
leave them out there. And if you need a cold opener or something like that,
yeah,
you can just pull that off.
yeah,
Because not all of these have like their own title card and song. A lot of them just kind of transition and we get like music that goes along with it and they follow like a lamp pole or something like that. And then we get
yeah,
to the next scene.
yeah.
So, all right. So let's get into the episode itself. No chalkboard gag because there's just not enough time.
No,
Remember, people?
not
They
nearly
had
enough time.
65 pages. I'm surprised they did a couch gag, which was a sea themed. I believe they were sea monkeys. Is that my understanding?
Sure,
Or
Merman.
slugs, mermaids, something.
Yeah.
Uh, Clamshell is the couch, and the TV is a treasure chest. So once again, hilarious.
I see. I like this one in particular, and my favorite bit is the TV is like those old aquarium treasure chests,
Yes, yeah,
and so it kind of the bubbles make the top open up,
it's
and I
cute.
liked that. I actually like that animation quite a bit. Made me
Nice.
laugh.
All right. So the episode opens up with Bart and Milhouse setting up the entire, mechanics of how adventure is going to take place. And they're on top of a bridge, spitting at cars. And that's
let's
just
just let's just pause real
awful.
quick
It's just awful.
to the two miscreants.
Yeah.
And in this, what I love about this is that Millhouse is 100% bought in. Like
Oh, yeah.
he's
He's
not
in.
following Bart. Like they are in this together. Like he's fully gone over to the dark side in this.
Yeah. Do you ever spit at cars over bridges? I know I didn't.
No,
Yeah. I was never like that.
I was always very thoughtful and nice to people. I
I'd
didn't
be
want to
so
be mean to
pissed if some
people.
kid like just squirted mustard on my car. God damn it.
That's why we don't want them idle hands, Josh. Idle hands.
Yeah. I'm like, boy, where's your father? I have to have some words with him. And then it turns
Son,
out
do
to be
you
like
think
4
that
times
I
as big as me, and I
car?
run away. All right. So the Bart is going to say, like, oh, I bet there's so many great towns in Springfield. And then we get a title card that flashes the episode title. Post production Snerts comment. All the towns, not tails. Definitely towns. And we're back to the kids, and Milhouse was getting distracted because he saw a convertible. And at this point, he's squirting a mustard bottle out. So that's just wild.
I
Bart is
love
ready
it.
for a
I
sugar
love it.
fix. And this is how we actually kick off with like how the theme of the episode is going to go, because they go to the Quickie Mart and they kind of pans up away from the kids, and we're focused on Apu and Sanjay. And Sanjay really wants Apu to go to his party.
Uh-huh.
I like how Apu comes out and he says, like, well, I don't like leaving the store, but for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to a party like it's on sale for $19.99.
And he, the ongoing gag is that he never takes any time off. It's about the kind of work ethic of Indian immigrants, and so he blows the dust off of the back soon card.
Yeah, well, because 7-Elevens are generally, which the Quickie Mart is based off of, from my understanding, are generally open 24
24
hours.
hours, yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, it is pretty funny. So then we get basically Apu's going to try to do all the party tropes, eating, drinking, and making sweet, sweet love within that 5 minutes, right?
He's
And
just running around this party.
yeah, what was some of your favorite parts for that?
Well, I like, at one point he pulls this woman out. He looks at her hand and he says, "There's no ring, so you're just arranged to be married so far." And he pulls her out onto the dance floor, and he's like, "There's doing the song Freakazoid, which is like, I am the Freakazoid," and he's doing it in his.
He's doing like a little pop walk dance too thing. Like he has like
Exactly.
actual like weird moves.
Exactly.
And then he gets a little hot onto the dance floor and he's like, oh, come with me. And they go into like a closet or something like that, or a shack. And they
Yeah.
obviously make sweet, sweet love. And then
As
Apu
they
comes
say in
out.
Atlanta, he got his. She definitely didn't get hers.
Yeah, and he comes out smoking a cigarette, like shirt on backwards. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll tell everybody you were untouchable." And then he falls in the pool and brings in like most of the party with him, and they all start laughing.
All are like, "Yeah,
yeah." So then
it's
he's
very
like,
much Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Sure, yeah. And then like they high five, and he runs back to the store, and he's like, with a minute to spare. And of course, Mole Man comes out, and he's like, "You took 4 minutes of my life, and I want them back. I'd only waste them anyway."
Mole Man. Old people in this entire show always have such a great sense of humor about themselves.
Yeah, and then we get a
grandpa saying the same thing,
Yes, and then we get like all these transitions. There's a lot of like things where like the camera just kind of moves until we get to our next subject.
In this one, there's the radio is playing inside, and then it switches to radio playing elsewhere, and all of a sudden we are at the Simpson home.
And then Lisa is very like, I don't know why she has to ask for permission, but she's like, "Mom, I want to recycle the beer Dad threw at the Miracle Guy on TV." And like, of course, who cares?
I really quick, in the transition on the radio, it is the radio DJ going, "Swing Serenade is brought to you by Gorman's Ear Guards. Guard your ears!" With Gorman's. And it is great about how like commercials used to vacillate volume to like try and get more attention.
All the time. Yeah, you'd be falling asleep on the couch, and all of a sudden it's like some like lawyer being like, "I will fight for you." Yeah. Whoa, shit. Ah.
But what I loved about that Lisa bit is she comes in, she's being your like super goody two shoes, where she's like, like, "Can I recycle it? Like, why wouldn't she just recycle it? It's Lisa."
Right. So she goes out there, and Bart like goes by while blowing out some bubble gum, throws it up in the air, and it lands directly on one of her spikes. It's so gross. Have you ever had gum in your hair?
Oh yes, and it is terrible.
It's like the worst thing ever. Yeah, and I'm not just talking facial hair. I'm talking like
spit in it and everything. It's like,
oh yeah. Well, and who knows where like he got it? Did he like pull it up from the bottom of his skateboard because he was saving it for later? So then, of course, she freaks out, rightfully so. She comes in screaming, "Mom, someone threw gum in my hair!" And then Marge is just so out there. "Are you sure? Maybe it's just shampoo. That washes right out." It's like, no, it's somebody's gross gum.
Get it out, get it out, get it out.
And then Marge, like for some reason, old wise tales come like just into her brain naturally. She talks like her old aunt.
Yeah. You said her aunt. I thought this one might be Eloise, like the French cartoon.
I swear she said like my old aunt, whatever. What did she say?
If I remember my Eloise, but it was written on the script that I have as Heloise. I didn't look it up, but I wonder if anybody knows what that reference. It reminded me of like Miss Manners. Like there's a book that everybody knows about how to deal with these common home problems. But
so she thinks like peanut butter. Obviously, that's a solution to get gum out of
all
hair.
Of these solutions to these things where people are like, "Oh, well, this thing will deal with that problem," and it's some weird home remedy. And with reels these days, we get that shit all the time.
Yeah.
So now she's like pressing peanut butter into Lisa's hair.
But that's not it. Like she's like, because that's not doing the trick. Maybe you need some mayo to get it going.
And then she says, yeah. It's like a catalyst, the mayonnaise is a catalyst.
Right. And then she's like, "Go sit out in the sun for a while." And Lisa
says, "Let it go sit out in the sun and let it melt in."
Yeah. She's like, "Ugh, I smell like a sandwich." And then it just keeps going south for poor Lisa. it starts off with a couple bees, and then in classic like Looney Tunes comedy cartoon fashion, just a whole swarm is on her head, and now she has
Yeah,
like an
it's like
afro of
it's like the
bees.
queen is in her head. And the
She has an
entire
afro of
hive is
bees.
there.
It's hilarious. And then we get another transition because one of
Yep.
them flies off, and we get this lovely thing where it goes through the town in the POV
You're
of
seeing
the
it
bee.
from the bee's perspective.
Correct. Even he sees Bumblebee Man, he's like, huh?
I love it. Bumblebee is walking into a store, and I swear to God, they have the bee look at him and then nod, like, you know, give him a little chin nod, you know.
Yeah, like,
to him,
how do you do,
"What's
sir?"
up?" Like, what's up, bruh?
And then it lands on Smithers' eyeball, who's exercising on a tandem bike with Burns. Of
take
course,
the
Burns isn't
moment.
pedaling. He's just like reading a newspaper or whatever in the
Legs
back.
up, and he's reading a newspaper, exactly. And Smithers is already like sweating because of that. But let's just talk about the animation of this bee walking across his
Oh, it's so
eyeball.
gross. It's so gross. I don't like bees. They give me like, I freak
I
out.
know,
I will
I'm
squirm like
allergic.
a little girl if a bee
I'm
is
not
near me.
anaphylactic allergic, but it's not
Yeah.
good.
He stops exercising, and Mr. Burns is not having it whatsoever. And he's like, look, I can't like pedal. That's too much to ask for, but I can swat the bee for you. He hits it, sting Smithers, who's immediately blows up in his face. His face is so swollen. One of his eyes is barely open. His tongue is hanging out. And, and we'll get you an idea of him pleading with his life with this clip that I'm about to set up for Burns getting him to the hospital.
No tuttle Sunday trousers. Fear not. I'll get you to a hospital the only way I know how. Smithers, you infernal ninny, stick your left hoof on that flange now! Now, if you can get it through your bug-addled brain, jam that second methytic clodhopper of yours on the right doodad. Now pump those scrawny chicken legs, you stupidest funker!
So you really see the 19th century slang thesaurus coming in for that.
We got ninny, which is something I was familiar with. That flange, which is still an actual word that nobody uses anymore, but it you know. You're bug-addled. I wonder if that was one. Mephitic. What do you think mephitic is?
Oh, I don't know that one, but it's one of those things where you don't really need to know the meanings of the words because you see the actions tied to them. So you know, you're like chicken legs. Chicken legs.
Clodhopper.
Clodhopper is a good one.
I've used before.
Yeah.
And what about funker? You stuporous funker. I wonder what that one is.
That sounds like something you can use to like replace the F word with, you know? You motherfunker.
It's, I mean, I think that, Morris Day and the Time and some of our brethren have used that before for little Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Get down, Stuporous Funker. Yeah, you don't know that one? Yeah.
No, I have no idea. Classic. I'm so lost.
Classic, Josh.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the education. I'm sorry I didn't get the reference. But hey, it's okay because they make it to the hospital. Both crash to the ground. I love how the doctors run out.
You wretched shirkaday.
I like how the doctors run out after they collapse in front of the hospital, right? And they look at Burns and they look at Smithers and they immediately pick up Burns and run away with Smithers still there.
Because the bike, it just stops and then it hangs collapses there for a second and then just collapses over.
Smithers is begging for help and then Dr. Nick comes by. So we got that clip.
Help me.
Holy smokes! You'll need booze!
Just tosses change at him there.
And now we shift to another great one, man. The Dr. Nick story. God damn, this is so good.
Yeah.
He's
we were
getting
talking about this, Josh. It's hard to pick out like lines that we like in this because the whole thing is just so quick and fantastic.
Yep. That's when you highlight the entire history book in yellow and you're like, oh, this isn't helping. All right. So he's getting at the hospital because he's about to get grilled for lackluster performance. And we get the doctor coming in. Dr. Nick, this malpractice committee has received a few complaints against you of the 160 gravest charges. 160. That's amazing. The most troubling are performing a major operation with a knife and fork from a seafood restaurant.
But I cleaned them with my napkin.
Misuse of the cadavers.
I get here earlier when I drive in the carpool lane.
And I'm sure they were going to keep going with that, but they got to keep the plot moving. So Grandpa, like some guy comes in, he's like, we need a quack, some crazy man wielding a scalpel. And it ends up being Grandpa.
Of course.
He's so funny. I love him.
And it's
He's
like, but the idea is that like now this is Dr. Nick's time to shine because
yeah.
old crazy man needs a quack.
And as he's like wielding a scalpel, he's like pointing it at all sorts of people. He's like, I'm edgy. I got ants in my pants. I'm discombobulated. Get me a calmative.
Slow down, sir. You're going to give yourself skin failure. Now, the symptoms you describe point to bonus eruptus. It's a disorder where the skeleton tries to leap out of the mouth. And Grandpa's
Now
like,
you're
now
talking.
And he goes, I love the words that he uses in this one. Our one chance is transdental electromicide. I need a golf cart motor with a 1,000-volt capacitor. Stat. And the ER doctor's like, Doctor, I can't in good conscience. There's no time, man. It's great. It's great.
And this is in the guise of any kind of medical show, you know, ER or Grey's Anatomy. I guess the new one's like The Pit or whatever the hell it's called.
He grabs the wire off the lamp.
Right.
This is his capacitor now. And it sparks and he just starts jamming it into Grandpa's mouth.
And you hear Grandpa just kind of being like, oh. Ooh.
And he turns to the ER doc and he's like, now keep doing that every 5 seconds. And
yeah.
As this scene ends, every 5 seconds is just in the background of him going,
and then they drop the charges. So Dr. Nick is like, free nose jobs for everybody. And he points to, who does he point to? I forget.
That's Jasper. And he goes,
Jasper, that's right. Give me a Ben Heflin.
Ben Heflin, I had to look him up. He was an old Hollywood guy. He looked kind of like a young Orson Welles. He's very handsome.
Oh, okay.
But real quick, Josh, we missed one thing at the very beginning of the scene.
What?
Hi, everybody.
Oh, sure, of course. We had other things to get to.
Hi, everybody.
All right, so the lights flicker, and then we also see light flickers at Moe's, and that's our transition to the next scene. Moe mentions that, like, I guess back in the day, he made a joke about sending his tab to NASA, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got a great laugh out of that."
Great laugh about that, Mo.
And he's like, "Well, the results came back. You owe me $70 billion. Oh no, wait. That's for the Voyager spacecraft. Your tab's $14 billion."
Well, all I got is $2,000.
Well, that's halfway there. And then he like stuffs it into the drawer. Of course, Snake bursts through the door, and he's like, "I'm gonna rob you guys,
dude." Well, so he puts a gun to Barney's head and says, "Free, dude. If you make any move, I'm going to blow his head off." And of course, Mo immediately literally scampers through a trap door.
I'm behind 3 inches of bullet glue glass. Do you list? All
right
right.
behind the bar, this like window opens,
Yeah.
and you just see his like face cramped in there.
And then as Snake proceeds to like rob the register, Mo is like, "No, stay out of there, stay out of there. Oh God, no."
And he has
flicking the lights.
One thing is he has the light switch.
Yep,
so
he's
just
flicking the
flicking
lights.
the lights like it's gonna scare him off.
And I love Snake when he's like, "Oh, goodbye student loan payments." Which makes me think maybe Snake is an archaeologist after all.
You know what, Josh? I'll give it to you.
Yeah, student loan payments. All right, the scene ends with Mo passing out due to a lack of oxygen in the safe room, so that's fun.
I love it. The sequences he goes, "Hey, I wonder how much air is in here." Put up.
There was one person missing from the 22 short films about Springfield, their beloved mayor, Diamond Joe Quimby.
I, Joseph Fitzgerald O'Malley Fitzpatrick O'Donnell, the Edge Quimby. Hey, I am no longer illiterate. Yes. That is not my baby.
Where?
Help! I'm being attacked by, things.
Quimby. If you were running for mayor, he'd vote for you. Paid for by the mayor, Quimby for mayor, mayoral committee.
This is Kent Brockman. Tonight, I'm joined by Mayor Quimby to discuss top priorities for his second term. Mr. Mayor, a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you, Kent. It's great to be here.
What are the top 3 problems you plan to tackle in your second term?
Well, as you all know, Kent, this town has seen massive increases in bribes, kickbacks, and embezzlement. My administration is going to root out these criminals and get rid of this corruption.
According to the New York Times, your administration has been accused of doing all three of those crimes. What do you have to say for yourself and your staff?
That is clearly out of context. And the last one of my staff members in the sacrificial lamb, scapegoat or person, where I was fired and is pending trial.
Aren't you concerned then that that person will cooperate with law enforcement for a lesser sentence, possibly indicating other people were involved?
Wait, they can do that? I am now. Look at my watch. I gotta go. Urgent mayor stuff.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our illustrious mayor, Diamond Joe Quimby. The corrupt man you morons keep voting for in every election. This has been Kent Brockman. Good night.
Who are you to demand anything? I run this town. You're just a bunch of low-income nobodies. This stupid country.
All right. Here's another one. We're probably just going to be fucking quoting the whole damn thing. Steamed hams. Chalmers is coming over to Skinner's place for dinner. This is a classic scene. It has so much just fame and infamy, out there in the world.
It's perhaps the most famous scene in The Simpsons.
All right. So I love Chalmers starting right away. He's like, "Well, Seymour, I made it despite your directions." Just like, what directions did he give him?
Superintendent, welcome. I have prepared an unforgettable luncheon. Yeah.
And then we have Skinner going into the kitchen, right? And he's like, the roast is on fire, ruining the meal he was going to make. There's smoke coming out, but he sees Krusty out the window.
It's like a crackling fire, too. Like,
it's big. Like, he should have turned the oven off right then and there. But what if I love this line. He kind of looks at the Krusty burger and he's like,
out the window across the street.
Oh, what if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own? Cooking. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. He's so proud of himself.
He's with himself. 100%.
Oh my God. And this Chalmers comes in and he sees like Skinner with a fucking leg on the window. And then like he makes a crack about doing like isometric exercises. Care to join me?
Stretching my calves.
Yeah, and of course, once he says the Seymour, we get the song and title card. And it's like Skinner with his crazy explanations. The superintendent's gonna need his medication. When he hears Skinner's lame exaggeration, there'll be trouble in town tonight.
Seymour!
Yeah.
He's like, why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
Those are going to be the delicious steamed clams we're planning to have.
And he's like, and it works. Like, Chalmers just like, oh, and he got wanders off. He's like, phew.
And then Skinner goes, he gets the burgers and he puts them on a giant old platter.
Superintendent, I hope you're ready for mouth-watering hamburgers.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
No, I said steamed hams. That's what I call hamburgers.
You call hamburgers steamed hams?
Yes. It's a regional dialect.
What region?
Upstate New York.
Really? Well, I'm from Utica, and I've never heard anyone use the phrase steamed hams.
Oh, not in Utica. No, it's an Albany expression.
I see.
And I love it too.
No, not Utica.
Because like this is how the whole bit works out. Like Skinner gives some bullshit excuse, and like Chalmers is just like, okay, I guess that's what it is. And I love how, because like he still has questions though.
He still keeps up with it.
Yeah, he still asks questions, but he accepts the answer, which I find hilarious. So like then next up, he goes, these hamburgers are quite similar to the ones they have at Krusty Burger.
Oh no, patented Skinner Burgers, old family recipe.
For steamed hams.
Yes.
And you call them steamed hams besides the fact that they are obviously grilled.
That's when he started blubbering.
And he just kind of like backs into the kitchen like sheepishly, you know what I mean? It's pretty funny.
To get out of that corner that he's been painted into.
Yeah.
And the door animation is real funny because he like goes in and it's kind of like swinging a little bit, and then he comes right back out. And he's like, Well, all right.
And it's like smoke is kind of coming out, and you see a red hue every time the door opens up.
It's because the whole time it's just like swinging back and forth.
And then this next clip may be like my favorite of the bunch that we have.
Oh, well, that was wonderful. Good time was had by
Hear
all.
the fire crackling.
Yes, I should be. Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
Yes.
May I see it?
No. And so Chalmers
Seymour!
That's coming up. But Chalmers is leaving at this point. He's like, it's like, hey, great, okay, I guess I can't see it. I'm just gonna leave. And as they're like saying goodbye out the door, we get this next clip with Agnes
Seymour,
just killing it.
the house is on fire!
No, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
It's so funny. It's like my favorite. No, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
And then Chalmers leaves with, well, Seymour, you're an odd fellow, but I must say, esteem a good ham.
You get Agnes in the background going, help! Help! Help!
And the transition we get is a fire truck rushing by, and we see Homer walking with, let's look at the facts here, a Maggie, a Santa's little helper, and a bag. Very similar to Poison, but with groceries bags type of thing. So he's very much like our last episode where he's trying to manage all three of these. Mm-hmm. And of course he gets distracted because he's a big lovable dog by a newspaper box that has a headline, Helms calls for donut tax.
So I was asking you if you know who Helms was. So back then, he was the 100-year-old senator. He was this just overtly, he kind of changed his ways like later in the 90s. But he supported the Ku Klux Klan. He's this very old, famous
one of those
senator from South Carolina. So the idea that he would call for a donut tax is like,
and I love how
joke there. I love those.
Homer's trying to get like the newspaper because this is very critical information for his life. 100%. And there's a lovely little animation bit as he's like shuffling them around the groceries, the dog, and the babe, and he tries to use his butt to like prop it open. But then he can't see what his ass is doing. And when he pulls it out, Maggie is inside the mailbox.
He's like, don't. He's like, he tries to pull out change out of his pocket to like open it back up again. They're all bent and flattened.
Yeah, he's like, why did I go to the railroad track? It's so good. And he tries to like squeeze like Maggie out, like he opens it up like a little bit,
It's the
and he's
best
pulling at like the
part
clothes.
Of this is where he's trying to pull her out, and he's got her little onesie, and he's like almost there, and he just rips her onesie off. So she's
and now she's butt naked. Yeah, diaper and onesie all in one
cute.
pull.
It's so cute.
So he tries to like get the dog to help. Right.
That's my favorite part is he takes a piece of paper and he writes follow me to Trapped Baby in Cheese Whiz.
Right. Very good penmanship with Cheese Whiz, I have to say.
Right.
And then of course as soon as the dog like gets let go, he shakes the thing off, like it falls to the ground and he eats the Cheese Whiz.
He just starts chomping on it, And Homer's like, no, bad dog.
So apparently he has Hulk-like strength because the only solution is to rip out the news box from the
and we don't see cement. That. It's just like, what am I gonna do? And it cuts back to the house.
It looks like it's like damaged on the bottom. He did something.
Like some concrete came up with the bolts and everything. Yeah,
he had like parent strength, when you like freak out because your child's in danger and you just Hulk out.
But he didn't like break Maggie out of the thing. She's just in the crib.
Right.
In the newspaper machine.
They're playing peekaboo. It's so funny because like there should be a quarter in the house. You think you'd be able to get the kid out by now. But like, no, I'm going to take it upstairs to the like kids' room as well. He had to carry that thing upstairs. This is a lot of work for Homer.
You can just hear the whole way going, ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right. So we get a transition because there's a Krusty ad in the newspaper that Maggie is holding up. And then we go to a Pulp Fiction parody with Wiggum, Eddie, and Lou. And they're eating a Krusty burger. And Lou mentions like that he went to McDonald's in Shelbyville. And there's some differences.
I went to the McDonald's in Shelbyville on Friday night.
What?
McDonald's restaurant. I never heard of it either, but they have over 2,000 locations in this state alone.
Must have sprung up overnight.
You know the funniest thing, though? It's the little differences.
Example.
Well, at McDonald's, you can buy a Krusty Burger with cheese, right? But they don't call it a Krusty Burger with cheese.
Get out.
Get out.
Well, why do they
What do they call it?
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
He's just flummoxed. He's so flummoxed.
real quick is understand Pulp Fiction had this nonlinear timeline kind of like this. It was really different from anything that had been done in popular cinema. And it was just a huge, massive hit, which is
right. And this is when, like, I think their names are, isn't it Jules and Verne or something like that, are in the car, and John Travolta's character is talking about how there's little differences in like burger places, like
it's
at
almost
McDonald's
verbatim for the conversation.
in France versus a McDonald's in America, and it's a very similar back and forth. And this confusion continues when we talk about shakes.
Well, I can picture the cheese, but do they have crusty, partially gelatinated, non-dairy gum-based beverages?
Mm-hmm. They call them shakes.
Shakes.
Shakes. You don't know what you're getting.
I love it.
I know what I'm getting, boys. Some donuts.
Yeah. Help me out of this booth. And then they have to pop the booth with forks. It's so funny. And I love this bit.
This guy goes,
I mean, I remember hearing this bit in like weird Simpsons techno songs that I would download like when I was using Kazaa back in the day. So like it was such a clippable moment. I've heard this bit so many times. It's just delivered so well because they just hit the same rhythms as the parody, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. All right, so now we're gonna go to Bumblebee Man. Spoiler warning. His life is not as good as one would hope for such a pillar of the community that is Bumblebee Man.
He's having a bad day. He says, "Que dia miserable trabajo." Bad day at work, you know.
Yeah.
And this is where he starts, and it shows him on a beach, like it's like a nude beach,
right?
And he's like sneaking around in a palm tree like disguise, and he goes, "El ataque del woodpeckero loco."
Yeah, that was the woodpecker attacks, and then it continues. He's like, is it eating dinner at a pasta place and is electrocuted? He's playing baseball.
He says,
and he's being hit with a huge ball. And that chaos continues at home because he opens up a cupboard and is pelted with numerous oranges, and then it's like the music starts playing. The dog starts yipping.
Yeah.
And he like falls backwards over a table, gets launched by an ironing board that falls down from the wall. It's starting to hold from the Candelaria.
It says un candelabra precariosa.
Which everything collapses, walls, roofs, all that kind of stuff. And the Chihuahua, again, is still yipping this whole time. And his wife comes over and is just over it. She's over this whole thing, serves him divorce. And I love how she's just reading him the rights, and she ends with "na na na."
This is 100% this take on these shows in Latin America where it's just these very slapstick comedies.
Correct. Yeah.
Like the protagonist is having the worst time.
Yeah, I would see that every once in a while when I was living with Paco back in the day. He would watch Mexican TV, and some of it was funny.
That far from that character, by the way, often in this show.
Yeah. He also probably speaks just that same level of Spanish, to be honest. I do find it interesting that they're like, no, let's do like this Spanglish broken up thing that doesn't really make sense, just because people can follow it along and we won't have to do subtitles. I'm like, were subtitles that expensive?
Guy?
I don't know.
Was it Family Guy that did Italian where you go and he goes,
oh yeah. Peter, you can't keep just doing that and expecting to have a result. And then all of a sudden the Italian guy is like, so next up, we get another Pulp Fiction parody, and this one mirrors the part in the movie where Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames' characters are caught by the sickos who like to rape people in the store basement.
Well, it starts with this in the scene, Ving Rhames walking across the street and
correct,
and Bruce Willis in the car, and in this one Snake is in the car, and Wiggum's crossing this crosswalk going,
and he's so happy.
Donuts.
He's so happy. And then Snake
He
sees the
goes,
cop.
"Hey, I know you."
And he's like, "Uh-oh," and he like
And
guns
Snake
it and
floors it.
hits him with the car. And then of course this gives the chase.
Well,
Because Wiggum's
and then Snake crashes, and I love Wickham goes, "Hey, we got to swap insurance info." Not like he's
correct.
gonna arrest him.
And they actually have a pretty good scuffle, you know, like they kind of, Wiggum gets clocked a couple times and keeps on going, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then of course they kind of like roll into Herman's shop, who immediately pulls out a shotgun and he goes, "Oh, they're right there. Looks like the spider caught himself a couple of flies." What are you doing here?
Oh, hello, my good man. My son is heading off to camp for the first time, and I need to purchase the items on this list.
Ball gags and restraints are on aisle 3.
Yes, well, if you look at the list here, it says he needs a canteen.
A canteen? What is that code for, mister?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is an army surplus, isn't it? I just need a canteen and a sleeping bag.
All right, I see. All right, yeah. Rubber suits are on the rack in the back. Gotta ask, you talcum powder or baby oil, man?
Yes. Well, perhaps you have a flashlight.
Flashlights are aisle 2.
Oh no. Boots? Size 5.5?
Oh, next something. Kinky.
Now, look here, man. I need a camping trunk for my 10-year-old son.
You sicko.
What?
You sick bastard. You would put your son, that sweet little boy, in an unpadded camping trunk? You get out of my store. You get out of my store right now, or I'll blast you to smithereens.
Well, I never. Fine, I'm going. But just one moment. I do need to replace my testicle cage.
Well, why didn't you say so? Aisle 1, we have shrunken to pendulous.
Pendulous for me.
Very, very disturbing.
Mm.
All right. So I forget. Oh, this one transition, I believe, is the donut that goes through the sewer. And then we have a upward shot through the sewer grate, and we see Lovejoy walking his dog. I like his dog. Love the animated giant sheepdog of some kind.
Yeah, it's a sheepdog. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, like Reverend Lovejoy's favorite place to walk his dog for your duty time is Ned Flanders' lawn.
So I love the language in this little bit. It's not the most hilarious little bit, but I love the language where he goes, "That's a good boy, dirty sinful business." Like the very unhealthy, like with the mother, like, when you go poop, it's your sinful business.
It was a very short film of the bunch, and it felt like it could have just been something that was a throwaway gag in another episode.
Well, it was
but it still worked because exactly.
And so the dog is going in the bathroom on the lawn, and Ned comes out, and he's like, "Oh no, bad dog," because he's definitely making the dog poop on purpose. And he goes, he's like, "No, don't stop though. I condemn you to hell." He condemns his dog to hell for this. Good boy, don't stop now. But
and then Ned defeated. He just is like, "All right, I'll go get the snow shovel back from Homer." And we see Marge juicing a grapefruit, which looks like she's making juice the old-fashioned way. We get Marge Simpson still making juice the old-fashioned way. It's like poor. I love this part. I got gum in my hair, basically. He says, and Marge is like, "Oh, we've tried everything: olive oil, lemon juice, tartar sauce, chocolate syrup, gravy, bacon fat, hummus, and baba ganoush." And Lisa's like, "My scalp hurts from horsefly bites."
What's the worst there? The tartar sauce.
The bacon fat. The bacon fat is so gross.
Actually, bacon fat's good for your scalp.
Gross. So Ned recommends freezing the gum and hitting in his hammer because that's what he does when it's in his mustache.
This is right up there with the best visual gags.
Yeah. So they lay Lisa on the counter and they freeze it in her hair, and Ned just starts hammering her away, and she just starts screaming, "Stop! Like it's not good.
Way on her hair.
And then this leads to a number of cameos coming from various characters, and as mentioned at the top, this is like basically everybody who got cut from the writings room is going to be present here. And you're just like, has everybody coming in and offering their advice on how to get gum out of Lisa's hair.
We get Willie goes, ice cubes are useless, man. Chewing gum's got to be chewed out.
Yeah, we also have the Mel, Sideshow Mel is like, don't try to get it out with a bone.
Otto pops in, takes a picture. He's like, all right, Fake Goga, give me $25 for this.
And then the baseball fanatic comes in.
But I think we both loved Lionel Hutz comes in because evidence is evidence. Bazooka Joe's got deep pockets.
That's funny. All right.
And then for some reason, Ooter shows up.
Which means they had an Ooter story. That's what that means. So, all right. We come back from commercial break and we get another title song, a title card and song for Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel, and a very folksy.
Never eat a skunk. Then some folks will like Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel.
So Cletus brings in a pair of boots and offers them to his wife. Hey, Brandine, you might could wear these to your job interview. And Brandine replies, you want to take that one?
And scuff up the topless dancing runway? Nah, you best bring them back where you've got them from.
And then he goes up back to the wife and he throws them back on. He's like, there you go for women of less discriminating taste. And then we get my favorite clip that we have here because it's so good.
Hey, you know what? I could call my ma while I'm up here. Hey, Ma! Get off the dang roof!
I also like how in the title cards too, like when the music's done and the song's over, he's like, hey, what's going on over here? As he like looks around, you know. Oh man. So good. So then we have, I think, the transition from this one. I didn't write any of these down. This is from memory, but I think this is the telephone wire that goes across, and now they're into the comic book store.
Well, real quick, there was a callback to the song, and the first one is Some Folks Will Never Eat a Skunk, and the next one is Most Folk Will Never Lose a Toe, and then again, Some Folk Will.
There you go. Once someone will lose a toe.
Like Cletus the Slack-jawed yokel. So yeah,
we're at the comic book store.
Comes to the comic book store.
Yep, and we have Millhouse running in because he has to pee so badly. I feel so bad. I've been there. I've been there.
His crotch, and he's dancing.
Please.
Like desperate, and it's such. It is. You feel it. You feel.
Of course, Jeff, comic book guy, is being an asshole, and he's just like, you got to buy something. And he's just panicking, and he just points to the first thing that he saw. And he's like, how about this? And he's like, it's a picture of Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore. And I love that joke.
Of Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore. That's
great James Bond joke. Trump. Great James Bond joke. So he goes for the cheapest thing possible, which is a 75-cent hamburger adventurer with the puzzle that was already solved.
Because a child has already solved the jumble using crayons. The answer is fries.
And Kirk walks in and he's upset. He's like, I use the bathroom. Now I see you buying things. You can take the boy away. Our transaction is over.
It's like, no!
So we're back with Herman, Wiggum, and Snake. And the last two are tied up with ball gags in their mouth. This is straight from Pulp Fiction again. Yep. Herman mentions Zed, which, has that classic, who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Shows up to the party. And so we hear a buzzer and everybody thinks it's Zed, but it's Kurt and Millhouse again because this kid really, really has to pee. And he is so much more desperate.
Use your bathroom. And Millhouse is like, you gotta say yes.
Okay.
And Herman being the kind soul he is.
Right. And so in this point, like, it's basically just all the adults while Millhouse is going to relieve himself.
Because Kurt's sitting there. You got Herman over here.
Yeah.
And then you've got Wiggum and Snake in ball gags, bound to the chairs, and
he
Kurt's
starts
just like, oh.
He tries to do like awkward small talk about how it used to be a pet store, and then that pisses Herman off, who points the shotgun at him. And you think like, oh my God, this is not going to go well for anybody, except Millhouse to the rescue, who comes from the back wearing a knight helmet from medieval times with a mace.
Is bigger than him.
It's huge. And he swings the mace around and decks Herman in the jaw, knocking him unconscious.
The decking of Herman is great.
It's so well animated. It's so funny. like right in the jaw. Like he just goes flying and he just crumbles. He just crumbles down to the floor.
And when he hits the ground, he hits on his chin too, which is it's great.
Wiggum hops into action and just hops out with the chair all bound together. And he's just hopping, which is hilarious. And that's it. That's the end of that story. We don't really know what happens because we got to get back to the main story and actually land this plane. So we have Lisa going to a barber shop. And I really like the old man barber in there. He's very sweet to Lisa.
He makes a couple appearances throughout the series.
Yeah, he says like, "Do you want me to cut around the gum, little girl, or just style it?"
Style it. Yeah, get that gravy really is good for setting the hair, Josh.
And then there's some like, transition scene and she has like a bald spot where he removed all the hair and she's very upset. And he's like, "You keep squirming. There's going to be a bald little girl with a lollipop, or something of that nature."
Mm-hmm.
And then
another transition.
And she's beautiful. Like it's the most realistic hair you've ever seen Lisa have.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of combed forward, which makes sense.
Yeah,
but she's like, I love it. I finally look like a real person
because she actually has like hairlines to define her hairline, like where usually you don't for the way. Yeah,
instead of spiky hair, Lisa.
So a little kiss to the cheek to the sweet old man. She walks out, and immediately Nelson's like,
and Lisa's so sad. She puts on a hat.
And then one of the old ladies, I think it was Mrs. Glick, trips and falls into a trash can. And then a car drives by with his knees up to the roof, up to the roof. It's so hilarious. Like he looks like a clown, like one of those like college people that try to jam 22 people into a smart car.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just him.
And so Nelson goes,
and he breaks.
The car stops. So Josh, this happened to me. You were talking earlier, like, did I ever spit off? My friends and I had those little snap and pop things you throw.
Oh, sure.
We threw it in a car and it stopped. And we broke into two groups and ran. And the car slowly came around and found two of us. And we didn't use the same car, but then he stopped and got out and confronted us.
Gave you a talking to.
What I love is that Nelson runs.
Well, no, first he goes, crud. As soon as the brakes happen, he's like, crud. And then he starts running. And then he goes to hide, and Lisa rats him out to the tall person. He's like, "No, he's in there."
Yeah.
and then he goes, crud. And then the guy basically palms him like a basketball, pulls him out of the manhole, and starts shaking him and talking to him. It's like, "Do you find something comical about my appearance when I'm driving my automobile?"
Yeah.
"Everyone needs to drive a vehicle, even the very tall. This was the largest honor that I could afford. Should I, therefore, be made the subject of fun?"
I guess so.
And he just gets so upset. And he's like, "All right, time to turn the tables." Yep. And he pants him. And he's honking his horn and making a march in front of the car while encouraging everybody to laugh at him who's in the town.
Hey, everybody. It's the boy who laughs at everyone. Let's laugh at him.
And this is the scene where if you're an eagle eye, you can see Groening, Oakley, and Weinstein being animated in the crowd. And also Milhouse and Bart get into the fun as well. And we see him get squirt by ketchup and mustard, bringing us full circle back to where we started.
Milhouse, Bart says, I guess interesting stuff does happen in Springfield.
Yeah, everybody in town's got their story to tell. There's just not enough time to hear them all. And then we get Professor Frink running to the camera as fast as he can.
Such a good ending.
He has this sign too that says,
"Sorry, I'm late."
It says the tomfoolery Professor Frink. And he's like, it's sorry that I'm late. There was trouble at the lab with the running and the exploding and the crying, and one of the monkeys stole the glasses off my head. And then the credits start to roll.
He's like, "No, I have a funny story too. If you listen, I even wrote theme music." It was
it's so good. Professor Frink, you make you think. And then he kind of just defeated, goes, "Oh boy, that monkey's gonna pay."
That monkey is gonna pay. That's great. That's a fantastic ending line.
Man, I'm surprised we got through that in the 53 minutes that we did. That was a lot. But you know what? Robin, do you hear that sound?
What's that, Josh?
Well, you know what time it is. It's the Crusty Brand Bills of Approval.
That's crazy.
Well, my final thoughts and Krusty's score, because I picked it. 22 short films about Springfield is a fabulous episode. They managed to ground the story around Lisa's gun problem while giving a lot of attention to side characters. Each segment is hilarious. I'm just going to pick two of my favorites because we could just be here all day. It's Steamed Hams and Cletus the Slackjaw Yokel. Those are the ones that always stand out in my mind when someone's like, oh yeah, have you seen this episode? Those are usually the first two that come. But they're all great. I mean, especially the Pulp Fiction parodies. And you know, you would think this would be a hard episode to end just because it's all over the place. But they do a really good job of having it begin and end with Milhouse in a very satisfying way. This is easy a 5 out of 5. So, Robin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a 5. It's just there's so many classic bits in this. The Pulp Fiction parodies in it are so well done, and it shows really the cleverness of the writers to work it into that world. But I mean, you cannot look any farther than Steamed Hams. It is
so
just
good.
one of those ridiculous things that's become so endearing throughout. So yeah, easy 5. And it really importantly, and we have talked about it, I love that they really started incorporating the other characters. But not only that, these characters go through arcs. You know, this is not too far before, you know, Maud gets killed.
Sure.
And things like that, where they really make characters go, like, not just their silly selves. They actually have arcs and things like that. Barney gets sober and keeps falling off the wagon, and
well, yeah, the Pooh as well. You know, he ends up getting married, having 8 kids. You know, there's a lot. Yeah, I also the parts that aren't as great, they're still great. They're just not, you know, it's one of those things like when you're in the land of giants and you're 6 foot tall,
and they're going
you know
quick.
So like the Lovejoy one to me was always kind of like a little okay, it's fine, but it's still funny. Like it's still a really funny bit.
It's funny enough is the Maggie and the newspaper machine almost is out of place in this because it's Homer Simpson. You know, where it's, you know, always Homer and Bart, you know, and they get, you know, Maggie and Marge. I mean, Lisa and Marge makes more sense. But even that one, which is,
I would assume that they wanted to ensure that the family members all got a little bit of the action. You know what I mean? You got to make sure Homer's in there, Maggie, Lisa, Bart. You know, and that's why I think it was so smart with the gum being the
Homer is the funniest part of that bit.
Oh yeah. Nice. All right. Well, that's a wrap for Sacrilicious with Robin and Snerts. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please do all the cliche things: the liking, the following, the commenting, the faving, the tell a friend. We are currently on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcast. All right, my shout-outs for today. Podcast recommendation, Central Air. This is hosted by Josh Barrow. And they have this whole idea that everybody on the left and everybody on the right are a bunch of morons, and they're a bunch of moderate people who are going to tell everybody why they're stupid. It's very intelligent. It's a lot of fun. And they come up with perspectives that I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but they're different than what I hear anywhere else. So I highly give it a big thumbs up from Snerts. Video game recommendations. I just went through BioShock again for the, dozens time. It is such a great, game overall. It's definitely worth going back to it. I did the thing where I played a DLC for Burial at Sea, which actually is kind of like a prequel to the first game. And then I went through the game itself, and it was just a very satisfying experience. And then we have Cold Brew Coffee. It's smooth, savory liquid crack, and still legal for now. And finally, Dr. Moxford, the raddest fan of them all.
The Doctor.
Do you want to hear more from your old pal Snerts? Then check out the PlayStation Experience and PSVG on your podcast platform of choice. I can also be found on most of the things at Lord_Snerts. Robin, outros, plugs, go, go, go.
I don't really have my nerdy stuff. I don't play that many video games anymore. I had to give up that Fortnite, Josh. That shit is like crack. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts either. Sorry to my compatriots in that. But
well, you don't have to copy me. You can have whatever you want. This is your section.
I nerd out about murder mystery books and series. I'm rewatching Morse, which was Inspector Morse, a very famous BBC mystery from the 1980s. It's on BritBox on Prime Video, and I highly recommend it. Just a classic, holds up today. It's very much so.
Sweet. Well, our goal is to get the next episode out on March 1st. Robin picked Elementary School Musical from season 22. All righty, gang. It's time to wrap this up. Robin, hit me with that sweet, sweet quote.
The Aurora Borealis, localized entirely in your kitchen. Yes. Can I see it? No.
Perfect. I had a feeling that would be the one. So until next time, folks, smell you later, true believers.
Yes, I should be. Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Oh, boy. That monkey is going to pay.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.